How are we doing? That's my new greeting. That is every single show so far, every single part I've done so far. I've got with how's it go, people? We are 5:30 in the evening. It's officially the weekend. I can't wait for the weekend to begin. That sounds probably terrible, let's be honest. Hey, we are Kidderminster Harriers. That's right, we are going from the lower league to as high as we can climb. I'm going to call it the Triple L, lower league life. That's what it feels like. What's it like to be a lower league manager? That's right. It feels a little bit, well, like we're in the groove at the moment, aren't we? We're loving it. Absolutely. We are unbeaten, promoted to the Vanarama National League, and we are good to go. Let's share the screen and I'll show you where we are at. So since we spoke and last had a little chat about what we're doing, we are seeing very minor changes so far, bar a couple of players I've got on trial. Got a few players on trial. Having a look at them, I'm finding it's quicker to get them on trial and have a little look at them. Their stats are revealed a lot quicker, so you can work out how good they are as players. And you can see what's going on there. That's basically a team. We have approached our first game of pre-season. The pre-season fixtures have been released. We've got a couple of friendlies. Gillingham at home, Stourport away. Rangers B. Not the first team, the second team. And we've got Tranmere at home. So that's a good set of fixtures. Tranmere, who are in League 2, test us quite nicely. Gillingham are in League 2, test us quite nicely. Stourport, we know well. Stourport were in our league originally, what they said. We'll play them as well. And then we've got a nice little game against Rangers B. So there we go, the reserve league of the SPFL. So let's see how we get on now. My backroom staff take control of friendlies, and I'll just take a look at their stats and how they got on after the match. So we're playing Gillingham. This part is going to get a little boring, but it will flick us through quite nicely to the start of the Vanarama National League fixtures. So a couple of players have gone, and we were held to a 3-3 draw against Gillingham. Okay, so let's have a quick butchers and see what happened. How we played. So looking at this 3-3, Nias got a goal, Lambert got a goal, and a player who's on loan got a goal as well. Okay, Gillingham did well. So in terms of players, McNally didn't do too well, Palmer didn't do too well, Judge didn't do too well, but the rest did fairly well. Okay, Rose did well as opposed to Palmer. That's what I'm looking at. Remember, those two are in competition with each other. Richards, okay, cool. So we did all right. We did okay. So we drew 3-3. The team are in a league above us, aren't they? I think it's the league above us, isn't it? League 2, above the National League. So yes, they are ahead of us. So that's good. We got a draw against a team who are in a higher league. Fantastic. Nicely done. Okay. Just to let you guys know, in case you're tuning in for the first time or a couple of parts down the line, basically, I haven't got a clue about anything to do with Kidderminster Harriers. All I know is Kidderminster, and I know pretty much where the stadium is roughly, and I've heard of the team, and that's about it. That's literally it. So we've took charge of them a couple of days ago, in fact, start of the week. And since then, we've got promoted into the National League unbeaten with 124 points. Not bad going. Not bad going. So I'm going to do my traditional thing where I highlight all the players after the match, right click and get them rested for a day before the next match. I will take a look at some of the players that we've got on trial and see how they are looking. I'm not going to do a press conference for a young player that we've signed. Okay, so have we got any more stats revealed here? Sort of. We need to see that a bit more clearer. He looks like a possible signing. Rodriguez Gorin. He is from Oxford United. Previously Sunderland and Wellington, so he's been to Australia as well. It looks pretty decent. Tom Edozie, who I'm having a look at. He was from Wolves. I'm pretty certain I've heard of him in the Premier League in general. And Keeler is a young centre-back from Leicester. But again, I might let him go and let his trial expire. On we go. Butler's signing for us. That's good. Jack Butler's a young left-back. He's from Everton, I think it is. So he might be a good addition to the team. Let's have a little look at his stats when he came through. He had some interest, so I decided to jump on him quite quickly and get the signing through the door. Yeah, he could be half decent. He could be. He's got potential. Let's prep him. He's left-sided as well, so he's going to be useful. Remember, Divine is our only left back at the moment. We do have Peltier, who we signed. And I like Peltier a lot. I'm a big fan of Peltier. He's a bit of a journeyman as well. He's had a big career. I don't want Butler in the reserves. I want him in the first team. So yeah, we've got Lee Peltier. Let's have a look at Lee Peltier's history. Rotherham, Middlesbrough, West Brom, Cardiff, Huddersfield, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Leicester, Huddersfield, Yeovil, Liverpool, and Hull briefly as well. Wow, that's a well-travelled man, isn't it? Nixon, they want me to get Nixon. I'm desperate to get Nixon. We had him on loan, and I was all right with him, but he wasn't phenomenal. There are some teams, mind you, saying that who are after him in League 2. I think we're okay for that now. So this video essentially, and this live stream, is looking at the players to bring in and letting pre-season sort of tick over while we have a look at some players that are available. The great thing about this, unlike other people who are playing Football Manager who are on the higher leagues, they've got a massive pool of players. They're all familiar with the players. If they're not, they'll get speedy scout reports, etc. We are in we're in the National League now, but we were in the National League One, National North League, weren't we? And we didn't have the budget to do the scouting. We're looking at players that are a little bit unknown, or ones that I'm trying to be familiar with, or I sort of vaguely know. We're bringing him in. A player who I was looking at beforehand, if you remember, was J. Emmanuel Thomas. Anyone who's an Arsenal fan like myself will be familiar with J. Emmanuel. He used to play for us many moons ago. He looks like he's got half decent stats, could probably do a job for us. He's getting on a little bit, but, you know, hey-ho, it might be worth looking to try and bring him in. I don't even need to scout him, don't need to trial him, because I know about him already. Let's have a look. See, so I'm a bit of a wheeler dealer. I never hide that whenever I play Football Manager. I try not to give everything they want. I'll see if I can squeeze them down, because every penny of our wage bill is critical, isn't it, really? And I'll move other things around to try and bring a player in, increase things like appearance fees, nudge that up a little bit, maybe get his unused to 100. Okay, he looks like he's going to hold us ransom here a little bit. He wants 7.5. Okay, we'll give him what he wants, but I want another year out of him as an option if I'm going to go down that path. Let's have a look at our shortlist. So this is our shortlist, all the players that are interested in joining us. Abdi Sharif could do a possible job because he's quite versatile across the board, isn't he here? He was at Wigan, previously at Liverpool. Let's see if we can look at him maybe rather than that Spanish midfielder we've got available. Anyone Kidderminster fan, let me know who's watching. It'd be great to get your thoughts on the team in general, how you're doing. Obviously YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, we're on the lot, the full works. All the details are on the picture or in general for you to pick up. So AJ Hardy 85 on YouTube, AJ 1985p on X, A_J_P_8_5. I know it's a fun one for Twitch as well, or AJP85 channel on Facebook. So I'm having a look at quite a few players here. I'm bringing through youngsters. I'm bringing through senior players. I'm trying to get the team balanced. And that's the critical thing, really. We've got a big year ahead in the National League. This one's trying to play hardball with us here. He wants 1.5. I won't be letting him get that without a extra things. Yeah, he wants 12 months. He's going to try and hold us to ransom, isn't he, again? So let's increase some bits. Pump these up a little bit, see if we can get it over the line from doing that. And we can. Excellent. He's a good player, actually, Will Merry. I've been looking at his stats. I think he's got a lot of potential there. He's 6'1" as well, so what I might do is develop his heading as part of the process to get him in the first team, develop his heading, and then we've got a potential all-round player who's got a bit of pace. If his heading improves, he'll have nice jumping reach and heading. His finishing's acceptable, his composure's good. So this this man could be a top man, you know, ex-Southampton. He's got some interest from other teams, but I think we'll get him in that sense. So that's always positive. Got a couple of goalkeepers I was looking at. Joe Matic, you might be familiar with as well from West Brom. He's a player that I've got on the radar, but again, he's getting old and his stats aren't the greatest in the world. So we'll see how we go. I do have some players up for sale. They are available. They're transfer listed. We have released some players as well. So that's given us a bit of wiggle room in the transfer market. We have, I'll show you the budget as well. So I've actually got rid of the transfer budget and moved it all the way over to the wage, because right this second I'm not looking to buy anyone. I might do a loan if we've got a bit of wiggle room at the end, but I want the free transfers, because I think the free transfers is where the value is for us right now as a club at the lower league. So as you can see, I'm already trying to go for Emmanuel Thomas. Sheriff might do a job for us. Mary definitely will. We've got a player who's wanted on loan called Argent Tour. Hampton and Richmond, I've let him go. They've rejected 2 other ones because we've managed to get 100% of the wages out of Hampton if he accepts that. So that'll be good. Okay, I'm not going to do a press conference for a young player who we've signed. And someone wants Emmanuel Thomas. Now, what I tend to do if there's another team who come in for a player is I will speak to the media and say, we're interested, we want him, and hope that that can edge it over the line for us there. Should do, because we've offered him a half-decent contract. He held us to ransom a tiny bit. So I sort of changed the terms of the actual contract to try and lure him to Kidderminster Harriers. That's the team we are. We're in the National League now. Let's see what's happening. So we've got Kuya, who's still at York. He was our player, don't forget. He is out for a while. I'll show you what I mean. There you go, another 3 to 6 months. He got hit with that. He wasn't even playing. He was actually on the bench. Prepared on the bench for that match before he got injured. Okay, Tour has joined Hampton and Richmond. Oh, poor Penny. He's got food poisoning and a dodgy kebab. You know what I'm talking about. 3am kebab. He better not have been out at 3am. He's got a match in a couple of days' time as well. He should be all right. He'll be fine for the next few games. We'll have him out. He can rest. We know how good Penny is, how important he is to the team. So food poisoning, he'll be fine, I think, somehow. We've got cover as well. Don't forget we've got Peltier, who's available. What's happening here? So, okay, we're moving on. Moving through the days. We've got Stourport as well in a minute. There you go. Sharif's interested in joining us. I think I might go for Sharif and let Rodriguez Gorin his contract run down. I was saying that he's got a half-decent stats. Okay. Right. Davis, I'm going to put up for transfer, I'm afraid. We'll pump him a bit more than he's worth. And we'll have Sharif come in and the other guy to replace Davies. That's a good idea. So we'll let Davis go and we'll bring in 2 replacement players and give him time to bed in as well. Well, that's a good player. There you go. Useful. I think it'd be a useful signing. He will be a segundo volante for us as well. And I will train him up in defensive positioning because I think that's where he lacks a lot. Rodriguez Gorin. Looks like he could be a good player for us. That's quite a high wage. That's any negative. See if we can negotiate with him a bit. Oh, okay, he's willing to come down. Brilliant. I can see him being a good player as well for us. So, again, I'm balancing that defensive side. I did say in the previous video and live stream that I planned to look at the defensive side of the team a bit more. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Defensive midfield. I brought in that left-sided defender as well in Butler, albeit he's young. Abdi Sharif, I know you're thinking that he could easily be a right back. See, there we go. He can play right back. He can play defensive midfield, well, he's no use to us in centre midfield because that wouldn't fit into our tactic. Our tactic really requires him to be a defensive midfielder or a defender in general. So he's potential right back there. Let's go to Stourport Swifts. See how we get on against them. Let's say there's, it's different Football Manager players out there. It might be that you guys like to play every single friendly, like to oversee every small detail. Brilliant. Go for it each turn. Everyone's different. I don't see the lure and importance of watching the match. I can see the importance of looking at the stats, who perform, which is what I did. He wants to whinge about his asking price, but I'm not going to have a chat about that. It is what it is. I've set it. So I want him on loan. He's only here for another year, so he'll be gone. I'm looking to the future rather than the past. He did a good job of getting us into the Vanarama League, but it's time to go out with the old number. It wouldn't surprise me, as we've already seen with Football Manager 24, if he gets retired next year, because that's the way it goes with players. They get retired really early on this game. He's got a gashed leg. So we won 5-1 against Stourport. Let's have a little look at the details. Who played well? So Lambert did well. Nias once again did well. Cameron Jones was involved. Judge got a penalty. Nias goal was ruled out. Bojaj did well as well. Brown as well. Okay, Divine involved. So our main man involved. Divine involved in that one. Bojaj involved in that one. Judge with the penalty, which is good. Lambert and Nias, two big players, and Cameron Jerome and Nias doing well. Wheater, not so much. And Palmer did all right. So, good. Okay, we'll do the usual. I would get into the habit of doing this. I know it might look a bit OCD and a bit weird, but I find that always giving them a day's rest is quite important in that sense. Shout out to any Kidderminster Harriers fans as well. Big shout out to anyone who's watching, viewers as well. Keep an eye on my socials. Follow, subscribe, like. I'd love it if you guys could start following me on Twitch as well. I have 0 followers. No one likes me on Twitch. And on Facebook, no one likes me on Facebook. So yeah, if you could jump on those two socials, that'll be awesome. And follow me on those. That'd be brilliant. I'm trying to do something with Twitch actually, because you need 3 followers or more, and you need to do content over a period of time before you can start putting videos on the actual homepage. So if you guys could follow me, that'd be awesome. If you could tell your friends to watch the videos as well, if they're like Footy Manager, that'd be great. Especially if they're lower league fans, or even if they're not lower league fans and they want to see the difficulties of going, although I'm not making it look difficult, but the difficulties of going from the lower league right up to the top end of the football pyramid, that'll be awesome as well. So yeah, thumbs up to you guys watching. So I don't know if you watched in my earlier videos, I don't like to have the biggest pitch in the world. I don't like to have the smallest, but I sort of like the smallest because I like it to feel intimate when we play. Our support us to be on top of the game almost as well. So we're flowing through this right now. Josh Taylor's been scouted. What do they think of Josh Taylor? Who is this, mate? He looks pretty good, doesn't he? Should we get him on trial? I think we should give it a go. So let's give him a 4-week trial. That should be enough time. And Luca Ashby-Hammond looks pretty good as well, doesn't he? So let's give him a 4-week trial as well. I like the look of his stats. So let's see. Again, though, that can be misleading with Football Manager. You guys might have noticed that when you sort of look at that, you think, oh my God, he's got brilliant stats. Look at that. He's got 14 for this and 16 for that and 14 for this. You think, ooh, he looks like a world beater. And then when you sign him or when you scout him, he's actually got 11s and 9s and 6s and 4s. And you're thinking, that's not what it showed. And that's the beauty of, I find the beauty of trials rather than signing. A trial gets you almost an immediate look at their stats. You get a good look at the player as well. That's the point of a trial. Those that just go off and rely on scouting, it's almost like a small reveal. You know, you only see a little bit of their stats and how good they are. So I'm a big fan of, you know, doing the trial side of things. And it seems to have bared fruit for Kidderminster Harriers because we've brought in some players after having a look at them. So we have a goalkeeper and a midfielder who are coming on trial for us. It does mean I will delay our Spaniard, Gallien, if you remember, he's on trial with us. I will delay his potential signing because I want to see how good the other players are that we brought in. Well, I don't know if he's going to join, do I? With Luca Ashby-Hammond joining the club on trial. Many people want to know what the chances are of him earning a permanent stay at Agborough. All the entire point of a trial is we don't know. I need to see those stats. They won't reveal themselves for a couple of days at least. So little point sort of saying, yes, we're going to commit to having him permanently. I want to look at him because we want quality now. We want really good players. Carragher. Now, I looked at Carragher and he looked quite good, actually. So I might fight for him. Or not. And that's because of Gallion, I think it is. We'll get Merry in because I really wanted Merry. Emmanuel Thomas. Okay, it's making it interesting now, isn't it? We've got a lot of fingers in pies right now, haven't we? I think Gallion, or Gorin, sorry, not Gallion, I kept on calling him Gallion. Gorin. I'm going to say no to him. I'm going to cancel our transfer with Gorin. That might free up some pennies for us to go back. J. Emmanuel Thomas. Yeah, you see, I can't do much now. Our hands are a little bit tied with the budget. We're getting close to our wage max. So the question is, Emmanuel Thomas, to be or not to be? I'm going to say no. And the reason being is because I see more benefit in the defender than I do in J. Emmanuel Thomas at the moment. I've said it from the off. Nothing will change. I want defensive cover more than I want anything else. I'm willing to give him all but what he wants, really, apart from the yearly wage rise. What I'm also going to do, because I really want Carragher in the team, is I'm going to declare him as a transfer. I'm going to declare him as, love to make him part of the team. And in the background, I'm going to just scout him in case. We can't offer him a trial. There's no point doing that because, well, he's not going to join us on trial when he's got loads of transfer offers, is he really? That's my thought process for that. Okay, we're going to get our man Merry into the first team. I'm going to do exactly what I said I was going to do with him. I think this man could be a fantastic advanced forward in the future, sitting beautifully into our formation. Aerial, I said I was going to tackle it and leave him to work on that in the background. He's young, so there's going to be no pressure on us to have to play him. Maybe in a cup match, might stick him in the bench, probably not in the first team, but in the bench because we've got enough forwards. So we're doing okay for time, over the 20-minute mark of our video and live stream, so that's okay. So what I don't want to do, I've done a few videos that are 40 minutes and 50 minutes and thought, oh, are people actually going to sit there and watch a 40 or 50-minute video? So I'm trying to streamline it. I am trying to streamline it, people. But Football Manager, as you've seen, as a game is so broad and there's so much that goes on. It's trying to shrink that down into enough time to show you my thought process and, more importantly, because it is, at the end of the day, a team that I want you guys to follow like I'm playing and sort of almost picture you playing it. And maybe, just maybe, you don't do the things that I do and you might be inspired or want to do the same things, or I might show you something that you've never done before. You know, it's one of those situations, really. I will give Will Merry a press conference. Is Merry one for the future? I think he is. Yes, he is. Can a young player like Merry break into the first team? I don't want to make that prediction. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be coy. I do see something in him. Yes, I do. Do you have any further signings? Yes, I do. I'm interested. Some of these players may be young, but age no barrier. Signings of these guys gives a better chance of a bright future. Yes. What do you think of Giant Force Prime? Will Merry wanted to come to Kidderminster Harriers? Have I admired him for a long time? If I don't put that, he might get upset. So I'm gonna be a people pleaser for that one. I'm gonna say I've admired him. I have looked at him, not a long time, but I have been looking at him. prior to signing him. So, yeah, that's a fair sort of assessment, I suppose. We'll play to the Rangers match. We'll finish the Rangers B. We've got Rangers. We have in a couple of days' time, the 12th of July, 2024. We are now in July, people. That's right. We're in 2024, so we're not far behind the current present day. A couple of months behind. So let's fast forward this as quick as we can and get to Rangers B. Again, the assistants and the team will take over that match, and I will have a quick look at how we got on straight after. A couple of players injured there. Harry Forster. I did look at Forster. But again, my sole focus and wage is being stretched on Carragher, who I'm hoping we get. So let's get to the Rangers B match. That's tomorrow. See how we get on. And I will wind down this part. Rangers B, we are approaching 6 o'clock in 5 minutes' time. Gila is wanted by Halifax. I'll let him go. Me is wanted by... who's he wanted by? Linfield. Kidderminster's numbers to be decided. That's something we haven't looked at together yet. So first I'll look at who's preferring a certain number, and I'll work it that way. Hemmings has 10. I don't think I want to take that off him. I will give Cameron Drum number 9. Davis has got his number, as has Nubel. Peltier will get number 12 because I see him as a fairly first teamy-ish player. Who else have we got? Romeo Beckham. Don't forget, guys, if you don't know, we have a Beckham in the team. Oh, yes, we do, Surrey. We've got a Beckham. I'm going to give the younger players higher numbers, take the pressure off them, even though it's not real. The fact is, I still like to follow that process. You don't give young players, unless they're in the first team, numbers that put pressure on them. So Sharif will have that one, and Jamie Jellis can have... no, Jamie Jellis is an interesting one, actually. I might give him a young player's number. So this guy is not even... Noah Rubio is not even technically in our team, so I think Rubio's number will be... Passed on. 23 will be Jamie Jellis's number. So that will be the team and their numbers. Let's fly through the fixture. Rangers B, we are approaching the end of our part. How are we going to fare at home? Agborough, Kidderminster Harriers versus Rangers B. The second team from the team up in Scotland have come down to visit us in the lovely Worcestershire. And the game ended in a victory, and a heavy victory at that. 5-0. Freeman, Judge Freeman again doing well. Cameron Jerome involved, and Penny. A good showing there against Rangers B side. I will do my usual before we end the video. I will let you know how I got on with Carragher because, and I mentioned that because I'll pop off here now. I'll explain what's occurring. So I am away for this weekend, so I won't be doing any live streams. I might do a video or two, pop on the on YouTube's page and channel, so have a look out for that. But otherwise, I will see you guys either on Monday evening or Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. So keep an eye out on their socials. And that's why I keep saying follow, subscribe, like, keep an eye on everything. And I'll let you guys know when we're back with Kitty Harriers already. But we're flying, we're doing well. Pre-season's looking good. We're bringing players in. I hope you're learning something. Let your friends, family, kids watch this. I mean, I'm trying to appeal to as many Football Manager fans out there as possible. So I'll see you guys soon. Alrighty. Keep an eye on those socials. YouTube, AJ Hardy 85, Twitch, AJ _8 J P _8 5, AJ B85 hyphen channel for Facebook, and X is AJ 1985 P. I'll see you guys really soon. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Like them, subscribe, keep an eye on them. I'll take it easy. Have a good evening and a great weekend all. Cheers.